We can now send American astronauts into space. Come here. Take over, Elon. Just take over.
Elon Musk is going viral for being a massive dork at a Trump rally. So I have the clip, some images, as well as a bit of a summary that I put together of some clips from his very short appearance at this Trump rally. He clearly was incredibly nervous and didn't know what to say, was unprepared, obviously. But before I get to the first clip of Mr. Dork, this is a good reminder here. In April 2022, Elon Musk tweeted out, "For Twitter to deserve public trust, it must be politically neutral, which effectively means upsetting the far right and the far left equally." You notice his headshot on Twitter now is "Make America Great Again" hat. Politically neutral. This is the guy running Twitter, as he calls X. It's just like, like, is that surprising? He already endorsed Trump a long time ago. Like, he's very far right. Ever since he took over Twitter, it's just become even worse, practically unusable. The only reason I'm even on Twitter is only for news gathering purposes. There is no other reason to be on Twitter. If you're not into following news every single day, and you shouldn't be unless you work in the industry, there's no reason to be on Twitter. It's a complete mess. But that from that to this. So as Happy Toast tweets out the same quote here: "For Twitter to deserve public trust, it must be politically neutral." And here is this image that is going viral because Elon Musk he looks like the dork he is. So Serves here doing the zoom in. One of the funniest campaign photos in political history. Just wonderful shot there. People are, zooming on Trump's face as if he knows what's going on behind him. Trump doesn't care. Trump is happy to have the endorsement of this clown. He wants anyone's endorsement. Doesn't bother him. But here is the clip of Elon Musk jumping on stage randomly for whatever reason.
Is the only reason we can now send American astronauts into space. Come here. Take over, Elon. Just take over. Is the only reason we can now send American astronauts into space. Take over, Elon.
All right, so I'm going to have some clips from his speech or whatever it was, the words that he spoke briefly at this rally in a bit here. But this video, I don't think is as hilarious as the images. It's just, the video is, he's acting like a moron, but the only reason this is even getting any traction at all from anybody is because of the combination of those images that just make him look like the complete dork he is, in combination with the fact that this is Elon Musk, who pretends he cares about neutral platforms. He's running Twitter and endorses Trump. Like, just the obvious hypocrisy, which has been clear forever based on who he has unbanned to come back to Twitter and who he has banned. Just, there are countless stories of how he has made Twitter even worse than where it was. It wasn't great before, but it was still a platform that I think was important. Now there is no reason to be on Twitter unless you are in the news gathering business. And even then, I question the real purpose of it. But some reactions here before I get to several other clips. So Kamau Bell tweeted this out. "The world suffers because this giant dork doesn't feel comfortable being like this all the time. This is who he really is. But because of toxic masculinity, he tries to convince us that he's Tony Stark and not a lonely nerd who was born on third base but still had to buy friends." This summarizes it perfectly. John Favreau here writing, "Look, when he's right, he's right." This is referring to when Donald Trump said this. "When Elon Musk came to me in the White House asking me to help on all of his many subsidized projects, whether it's electric cars that don't drive long enough, driverless cars that crash, or rock ships to nowhere, without which subsidies he'd be worthless, and telling me how he was a big Trump fan and Republican, I could have said, 'Drop to your knees and beg,' and he would have done it." This is around the time, I believe, when Musk backed Ron DeSantis. So Trump came out very clearly about how Musk came to kiss his ass. And hey, You see who's holding the dog leash here. It's not Elon Musk. It's also worth noting, part of the reason for this endorsement, apart from the fact that, actually, no, forget it. I was going to say part of the reason for this endorsement is because of his friends like Peter Thiel, far right Republicans, also in the tech sector, who bought JD Vance, that he's, part of that group, which in part is true. But I think the real thing here is that Elon Musk he's trying to find friends. And he does that by kissing up to the far right, who will never criticize him on anything. So as long as he's kissing Trump's ass, he has a whole group of friends online that will defend him. And that's what he continues to do, is just tweet out the most insane far right trash while speaking to a base that only cares about him or cares about his opinion because he is kissing Trump's ass. Now, here's a fun meme. Just it's from Olympics Jeremy. The similarities are clear. Jesse Hawken tweeting this image out. I found it even worse photo than the jumping one. And yeah, you know what? That doesn't make him look good either. Here are some clips though. So I put this together. I watched the entire, I think it was like 6 minutes of Elon Musk on stage, and it was so hard to watch, both because he is such a horrible orator, but also it was just very awkward. So I cut together a bunch of clips from whatever the hell he was talking about to really show you who this man is.
As you can see, I'm not just MAGA, I'm dark MAGA. They want to they want to take away your right to vote effectively to ensure that we have the First Amendment. And get everyone you know and everyone you don't know and then make sure they actually do vote. If they don't, this will be the last election. That's my prediction. 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 I'm being repetitive for a reason, okay? That's my prediction. So.
All right, I tried to help convey there just how awkward and stupid the entire thing was. This is a guy who, his predictions, man, go back and you can pause the video if you missed any of those. And that's just a handful of failed predictions that Elon Musk has had. But this idea that this guy who has been wrong about everything is now predicting that this will be the last election if Trump loses. I don't even know. What does that stem from? You are endorsing the guy that tried to steal the last election. And I'm not talking about a speech on Jan 6th. I'm talking about a fake slate of electors where they just needed Mike Pence on board and, he wouldn't go with it. But now you have JD Vance, who absolutely will. Wild. So I'm not sure how aware Elon Musk is because, there are aspects of that speech I'll get to in a second here where I think he really is just a moron. But this is a guy who his endorsement, I think, comes down to the fact that, well, for one, he has friends in that right-wing base, or he's trying to make friends there because they'll never question him. But on top of that, the one thing Trump actually did do while he was president was cut taxes for billionaires. The incredibly wealthy got a massive tax cut. So this endorsement, not all that surprising based on that. But throughout that speech, Elon Musk kept talking about make sure you go out and vote. Make sure to register to vote, get people to vote, to come with you to vote. I agree. You should all register to vote. When turnout is high, Democrats win. But because Elon Musk is so isolated, I'm not sure he even really realizes that. So this is the one thing that me and Elon Musk agree on. Yes, make sure you're registered to vote. Make sure you bring people with you. Make sure you go out and vote. I agree. Let's make sure turnout is high.